It's Tuesday, the 15th of September.
It's the second day of Freshers Week.
We're coming to you live from the University of Exeter,
This is your unofficial guide to the university.
bringing you all of the highlights from across campus.
So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I'm Adam Smith,
And I'm Cara Ludlow.
and this is Freshers Week Live. Good morning, Exeter University. We hope you are feeling right as rain after yesterday's particularly hectic day.
Hectic is right, Adam. There were Nerf battles, there was life-saving, and a whole lot more.
All of which will be coming up later in the show.
Absolutely. And we've also got the president of the Debating Society, the Athletic Union, and the Triforce of Wisdom, Power and Courage, that is X-Media.
Would you say that was, which media would you say is which Triforce there?
Oh, I guess you could ask them later, Adam.
Would you say will that be a good link to our next section?
No, it wouldn't, because that was an awful Zelda pun.
It's very true, it was awful. But I'll tell you something that isn't awful. If you join XTV, you get the chance to win this very exclusive and prestigious XTV clapperboard.
And remember, if you want to get in touch with us, you can always tweet us at XTV Online, or you can drop us a message on our Facebook page. Also, if you'd like to meet up with us later on, at 11 a.m. we're doing a tour of our studio in the Forum Tech Lab, which is just around the corner from the Ram Bar.
Indeed we are. But while we will be giving you later a tour of our studio, right now we're going to be giving you a tour of all the exciting things that had happened yesterday on the first day of Freshers Week with our daily roundup later in the show. So, Cara, how have you been? How did you enjoy your first day of Fresher Week?
Yeah, I love my first day of Freshers Week. I think it was nice seeing the campus so busy, because I was here a week previously and it was absolutely dead. I was planning, on coming back and being able to go out and about, but no, the campus is finally buzzing, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the week.
Yes,
What about you?
I'm really enjoying seeing all of the fresh faces, even if they do look a little bit worried mostly at just how much is going on.
True.
Especially when they see someone, with a huge camera that's essentially being pointed in their face.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't exactly relax them. I'd say they'd get significantly more worried. I probably would have as a freshman myself.
That's very true. But before we go to what's coming up, let's go see what we've just had with our daily roundup.
So we're here with Joe, a geography student. Joe, how has your Freshers Week been so far?
It's been good, yeah. Lots of stuff going on. There's so much around the campus to sort of get involved with. It's been good meeting the flatmates as well, sort of finding what we're going to be doing. Daunting, but exciting, I think, is the way to summarise it.
How has your Freshers Week been so far, Chris?
So far, it's been fantastic.
What has been your jam so far?
My jam.
Yeah, your jam.
My jam. Can we elaborate a little?
My jam, as in
Yeah,
favourite tune?
Yeah, your jam.
So many songs we could pick. I think the best one was actually the other night when Michael Jackson came on in the flat. Not normally what I'd listen to, but Michael Jackson came on. It was Billie Jean came on. Everyone in the flat just started singing it.
My jam. My favourite song.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, my jam is probably Kasangi by Odessa.
Oh, I haven't heard that one. How's it go?
It's actually an electronic piece, so I could.
Well, yeah, but how does it go?
Dum 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 dum.
To be honest, I think I've heard that one.
But what about your default diet? Has it been classic student diet,
Oh,
or
yeah.
have you been quite fancy so far?
Absolutely classic student diet. I've just been living off pasta and pasta-related dishes.
Wow, that's all the exciting stuff that happened yesterday. I can't imagine what's going to be coming up today. But I can tell you what's coming up now because we are here with Jack Bristow, the president of the Athletics Union. How are you doing, Jack?
Good morning. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well.
Yeah,
actually.
very well.
Very well that we get asked. It's nice. So, what is it for our freshers that probably might not know? What is it that the Athletics Union is, and what is it that you do?
So the Athletic Union delivers student sport. We have 50 Athletic Union clubs, as well as our intramural program and various things like sports volunteering scheme and experience sport project.
What is the intramural program that, again, for people that might not know?
So the intramural program is where you can get together and play various sports against other teams from within the university. So it could be you and your mates from your halls or your course mates, and you just get together and have a match, say six-a-side football or.
So how regular are those matches usually, the intramural ones?
So they're every week,
Every week.
and played. So we've got so many different teams that they're on Wednesdays, Sundays, and Fridays, I think.
Well, there's quite a lot of the small events then. What are the sort of the big events that because obviously Exeter's very much a sporting university, bleed green. So what sort of the big events that you do?
So coming up this term, we've got the football varsity, which is on the 28th of October. And before that, we've got various events like the AU Olympics, where AU clubs will put together teams and compete against each other in indoor athletics events. And we'll also be having Inflator Fun.
What?
So up on the sand pitch, we will be having what is an old sort of village fair type thing with a load of inflatable obstacle courses and slack lines and that sort of thing. So watch this space, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Carl, aren't you quite good at slacklining?
I'm not quite good at slacklining. I've had a go. I can walk on a slackline, which I think is an amazing achievement for me. I can get across a slackline. It took me quite a long time.
It's harder than tight roping, isn't it? Apparently.
Yeah, much harder because as soon as you get on the line, it starts bouncing, and so you feel like you're just going to jump onto it and start walking. But no, it's not that easy at all.
I tell you what, if it's anything like when I was 8 years, I feel I could do that inflator run. I feel I could nail that. If I retained the skills I had when I was 8 years old in swimming pools and stuff when they got up the big floats, then I feel I could probably manage
Drawing on those childhood experiences. Yeah, what do you think your favourite of the biggest event? If you could say what your favourite one is, what do you think it would be?
I think it'll probably be the rugby varsity, just because of the sheer scale of it. We'll ship 4,500 students down to Sandy Park, which is home of the Exeter Chiefs, in the second term in one evening, and we'll take over the park, and it'll be a great game of rugby. And normally it goes pretty well for us.
Yeah, and you've mentioned the Inflator Fun Run. Have you actually got another kind of unusual event? What's your favourite unusual event that you do, as well as that one?
So we do have a dodgeball tournament at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah?
That's normally quite a lot of fun. You get some people take it very seriously. You get others people travel up from our Falmouth campus, and normally they dress up in fancy dress, and they still do really well because they also take it very seriously despite the costumes.
Did you take part in that?
I didn't know. I was sort of helping to referee it, and may have not made some friends with some unpopular calls.
You said they were in fancy dress, yeah?
Yeah, I think they were. There were some questionable clothes. I think a few of the guys were in skirts.
That's all good.
But if it works for them.
You mentioned as well that you've got people coming from the Falmouth campus to that kind of event. Do you have many other sporting events that are kind of between both Exeter campuses?
No, student sport is delivered separately on both campuses because obviously they're shared with Falmouth and Exeter, so they play as FXU, whereas we're the University of Exeter.
Yeah. And do we play against each other that often, or is it because they're so separate it doesn't even come together that much?
In all honesty, no. We're sort of very far apart in the Bucks League table, so I don't think we play any matches against each other. And
I see.
There has been talk of maybe having a varsity league against them,
but just because Exeter's so much better.
Yes.
Straight from the horse's mouth.
Have you got any more questions for Jack?
Okay, well, I'm just wondering, if you could take one piece of sporting equipment from one sport and put it into another, what would it be?
I think if you take the horse from polo and put it in water polo, it probably wouldn't be good for the horse, but be interesting to watch.
Can horses swim? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
paddling
horses
about.
can swim. I'm not sure how well they'd do if they had someone riding them while they were swimming. I think that would be a bit more difficult.
I personally, I think I prefer to take I'd put a cricket bat in golf, so it can just really get a good bit of height on it. I think. That's what I would do. Not quite as imaginative, but saves on the animal cruelty of a horse trying to swim in water.
Well, that's quite true. That is true.
Yeah, I didn't really
how many of the sports at Exeter University have you actually tried, Jack? Or is there one that you're particularly interested in? Does it take up more of your time?
So since first year, all my spare time's been taken up by triathlon, which I guess counts as 3 different sports. But I have also played intramural football and intramural netball.
Which one's a triathlon again? That's running, swimming, and
swimming, cycling, and running.
cycling. I always forget that one, mostly because I can't ride a bike. That's it. I've confession to camera already. I can't properly ride a bike.
That's a shame, because I mean, with Exeter being so small, you don't need to drive, but a bike is a great way to get around the city.
Yeah, that's true. I'm desperate to have my bike so that I can actually get around sometimes. Because in the end, I end up just getting holed up in my house all the time. And if I had a bike, I'd actually get out and do some things.
Well, speaking of getting out and people, doing new things, we have very shortly our very own Matt Whittle in the forum, going and talking to our freshers and getting the lowdown of what they're talking about on the second day of Freshers Week.
I'm looking forward to it.
So I'm here with two people from. So I'm here with two people from Austria that I'm very excited about. You know, one of my childhood heroes is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was just wondering, have you ever met him?
No.
No.
But you come from Austria, right? So.
Yeah, but he's weird and he's in America, so I guess.
Is he American?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but.
Oh well.
But he'll probably be back sometime.
He will be back. He will be back. Have you got any more Arnold quotes you could give me?
I've never seen a
I've
movie
never seen a
from
movie.
You've never
of
seen
him.
the Terminator? Oh, this is just terrible. Okay, like
Parts of Hercules, but like his English was so weird, so it just.
it
Turn it
is
off.
odd, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is odd.
definitely.
Could one of you say, "Go get to the chopper," and I'll be happy?
Go get to the chopper. Like,
Nailed it. Thank you very much.
I don't really get it. Oh yeah, okay.
Anyway, that's enough of Arnold. Are you excited for Freshers Week?
Yeah, a lot.
very much. Because
Any events you're looking to party and join along in?
Well, not really, because I've not really seen any events yet, so I need to check that out.
I'm excited for the societies because we don't have them at our university. Yeah. So,
Okay, so what sort of societies?
I think the Harry Potter Society sounds really nice, so I'm going to their taster session. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm sure you have a lot of fun with that. And yourself?
Well, probably the Refugee Society, and I'm thinking about the Art Society, but not quite sure yet.
Okay, cool. Well, if any of you do end up in the club, do you think you'll be dancing?
Don't know yet, depends if I'm drunk enough, so...
Depends if you're drunk enough. That's a very good answer. Very honest.
I can dance all the time.
You can dance all the time. Could you give us some moves right now?
Of course.
Yeah? Yeah? Oh, yeah. That's pretty nice.
Like going shopping.
Oh, I'm enjoying that. You remind me, I need to go shopping, actually. Well, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Nice to meet you.
Hello, we are back in the studio with Jack Bristow, who is still with us. Hi, Jack. You all right?
Hi.
So, what sort of advice would you give to a fresher that sort of, they've come up to university for the first time, they want to try out a load of new sports, and I know some things like ultimate frisbee is very popular among university students, but they want to try something like rugby, and obviously Exeter's very well known for rugby, and they don't particularly want to have to go up against the huge, the people that have been training their entire. Do you think it's very accessible, that sort of thing, to try new sports?
I think, yeah, it is. Whilst we are the best university for rugby, at the same time, all of our clubs are catered for people of all abilities. So we have people who are elite athletes, but we also have people who have never done the sport before.
Okay, so you've got so I assume there's sort of tiers that you would play against people, you would never be matched up against someone that's
Oh yeah. For example, the football club has at least 11 11s. I think it's actually 13 teams. So while you have the top ones who will compete at Bucks, others will compete in local leagues, and some will just play intramural.
And what would you say to freshers that are a bit worried about how much a sports society is going to affect their sort of bank balance? Because certainly I was going to join fencing society in my first year because I fenced quite a lot previously, but just for and I wasn't doing very well financially previously then, so just the cost of joining up and the equipment and stuff, it was a bit hard on my wallet. What would you say to freshers that are a bit concerned that they won't be able to keep it up?
So whilst it is, I'll admit can be quite a steep initial cost. When you look at it split over the year, it is just that one initial cost, and then there's no other cost after that. Whereas if you joined, say, another sports club outside of university, you perhaps would be paying for each session. So really, it does work out as quite good value for money.
Well, there you go.
And can I ask you as well, if I had to say, I'm a fresher, I've never done a particular sport before, and I really want to get involved, can you actually just talk me through how you would go about introducing them to the society, telling them about the sport and introducing them to it?
Well, so first thing first, actually should come along to as many taster sessions as they're interested in. You can find those all in the Guild Events Guide. Also, if you have any more specific questions, if you look in the AU handbook that was also in the Freshers Welcome Pack, you can get some more specific questions answered by emailing the club captains. But if they come along to the taste sessions and they decide, okay, this is a club I really want to join, then they can join by coming to the Freshers Fair on Saturday, which will be up in the sports hall. It's from 10 till 4, and if you are going to join, go and get cash out before Saturday. There's only 3 cash points on campus and they will all run out.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that from last year.
Well, it's certainly very good advice for our freshers. You know who else gives very good advice? Well, there is only one man that we can turn to give good advice to our freshers, and that would be our resident agony aunt, Mr. James Fenn, who will be coming up and answering every single question that you could possibly imagine. Here we go.
Cara. My name's James Fenn. I am an agony aunt, or agony uncle, doesn't matter. Our next question comes from Jasper. He's from Fulham. He says, I'm really anxious about going into my overdraft. What are some good ways to save money? Well, Jasper, you don't want to spend all of your money on nights out and dominoes when you first get to university, and don't join loads and loads of societies. And once you get past the first couple of weeks, just try monitoring your money, making a little Excel spreadsheet of what you spend. Also, it might be a good idea to use cash, as using contactless cards, it's not very easy to track the money you spend. Dollars. Hey, back to you, Adam and Cara.
Well, thank you very much, James Fenn. I certainly feel more reassured, and I'm not even a fresher.
Absolutely, me too.
And keeping us reassured, we are still here with Jack Bristow, the president of the AU Society. And of course, if you have any questions that you want to ask, you can always tweet us at XTV Online or drop us a message on Facebook, www.facebook.com/XTVOnline. So, Jack, what is sort of the most important thing to think about when you're doing sport? Like, if you really want to go sort of professionally into sport, how much you from the university, how much is that going to affect your sort of academic life and your social life? Like, how much is the balance there, would you say?
Well, it's about striking a balance. So I'll actually use my own experiences here. I managed to balance my studies with fairly sort of healthy social life, and I will be representing Great Britain next May in the European Championships.
So that's absolutely incredible.
It's about how much time you sort of choose to make up for things, and you do have to make some sacrifices, but it's not that you have to completely give up going out. You can still have friends and socialise like a normal student.
Can you give sort of an idea of quantify that? Like, how many hours do you spend sort of doing sport? How often do you go out for a club and then?
Or maybe how much it changes from week to week as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So it depends sort of. Because I did history and politics, so I didn't have that many contact hours, so I could be quite flexible. But I'm still managed to fit. I'm currently doing 9 to 5 at the moment, and I've still managed to fit it around. So I do 6 to 10 hours a week, sort of depending on what sort of training I'm doing at the moment. And then but at the end of third year, I'd still be going out, maybe not every week, but one night, maybe every couple of weeks.
And sort of more in the mornings that you would go out and put in some of those hours, or mostly in the evenings, or would it be scattered throughout the day?
I try and do it in the mornings. It's a great way to sort of get yourself woken up and get ready and refreshed, and then you can get on with a good day of uni work.
I always try to do that. I'm always like, I'm going to get up early, I'm going to go for a run. It never works out for me. Sleep is so much more appealing.
Well, you shouldn't go. Apparently, I hear from from a friend of mine that is very good at running. You shouldn't go for a run in the morning because apparently your body's not naturally warmed up yet. You're supposed to go in the evening because your body has already been naturally warmed up, and then apparently you get a better time.
What does Jack think about this?
That's what I've heard.
No, I tend to not go running in the mornings. I don't know why. It's more just
absolutely right, Adam.
I can't is sort of more of a motivation thing.
Yeah.
So that's why apparently, like, if you watch the Olympics as well, all of the like major running events, all done in the evenings. Like Usain Bolt won't be able to set the same world record in the morning as he will in the evening.
That's very interesting.
Apparently, yeah.
And also fountain of knowledge.
And also, it's cooler in the night, so you don't have the extra sort of 9 till 12 huge sun coming out, especially if you're in like what is it, 2016's Rio? Is it again?
Yep, yeah.
So you won't have that early morning heat coming down on you when you're running, but you will have that extra layer of cold in the night.
Well, I look forward to Adam running in one of the AU elections coming up with all of his sporting knowledge then.
I feel like I could get by on that one fact. I really don't. Please, no one nominate me for anything like that.
I just want to ask you, you mentioned the European Championships as well, and where is it that you go to take part in that?
I'll be going to Lisbon.
Oh, that's great. And does it change is it a yearly thing?
Yeah, it's a yearly thing. Last year this year it was in Geneva.
Oh, I see, that's great. And could you actually tell us a bit more about how students can get involved in that? Because obviously you're the AU president. Is it, easily accessible if you're not what level do you have to be on to start competing and things like that?
Well, so when I joined the triathlon club, I'd never done triathlon before. I'd previously done some swimming, but given that up, I'd just taken up cycling, but I'd never done any running. So it depends on how much time you're willing to put into it. But if you find something you love, then, and that's what university is for, is finding that thing that you really want to be doing.
And how long do you think it took you to kind of build up to the European Championships?
Probably the 3 years.
The 3 years.
Yeah. But like for that sort of sport, you won't sort of reach your peak until after 5 years.
Oh, I see.
How early do people have to retire after that then? Because I imagine it's still in like the youth sort of thing.
Well, I don't really know. I haven't even considered that far ahead. I am still 21, and I've got hopefully another at least 10 years of top performance ahead of me.
Well, speaking of people that have a lot of years of experience ahead of them, we will be going live to Matt Whittle in the forum to go and speak again to some of our new students very shortly.
Yep, that's absolutely right, and hopefully he can get just as much insight from them as we have had from Jack.
We can really only hope. So, here we are to Matt Whittle going live in the forum to some of our new students.
I'm here with another fresher. What's your name, mate?
George Gordon.
So, George, where have you just moved in?
I just moved to Burke's Grange, down the 90-degree cliff face at the bottom, if you don't know where it is.
How are you finding walking up the hill?
Well, this morning it was more of a crawl after last night, but yeah, no, it's sort of like, it's good exercise. I feel like by the end of the term I'll have like cars of steel.
Nice, nice. Did you get bladdered last night then?
Yeah, we went to Lemon Grove.
Grove.
Yeah, Lemon Grove, that's the one, yeah. And end up, getting back all right down the hill.
Did you bust any dance moves?
Yeah, I was throwing some shapes on the dance floor. It got, we got there quite early and it was a bit lame, but then it's all picked up. It's quite a big place, so it feels kind of empty, but it's all right actually. It's better than I expected.
I have to spoil it for you and tell you that the Lemmy never gets that much more exciting than Freshers Week. It's it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, any dance moves that you can show for us right now that you pulled off yesterday?
Well, I like to improvise the music. I don't feel it's the right sort of vibe to be sort of doing
if I
any
give you
moves.
like a tune, do you think you could like...
Are you going to lay a beat for me?
Oh,
like
okay, yeah, right. That was awesome. No, that was cool. That was cool. I think I embarrassed myself more. But
Do like the slut drops.
yeah. Well, I mean, if that was pretty sweet.
Only on was it XTV. You saw it here first.
Only when you've had a few tequilas,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of drink, I'd like to move on to food and just find out what kind of Nando's you get.
I'm more of a lemon and lime kind of guy. I had to say, I don't really handle spicy foods.
No, neither do I.
I like to enjoy my food. Yeah.
And do you get peri-peri salt on the chips?
I can't say I've ever ordered peri-peri sauce on the chips.
Well,
Would you recommend it?
It is breathtaking, I must say. It is breathtaking. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Yeah. And any other societies you're looking to join?
Any other societies? Well, yesterday I sort of did the round of the forum and I ended up with like a tree of paper in my hand. And I said to everyone, like, oh yeah, I'll see you there, I'll see you at the meet and greet, I'll see you there. And in reality, I'm probably not going to go to all these things.
Yeah,
but, it's nice to make them feel like you're part.
Definitely.
Just staying outside. As much as I enjoy Taekwondo, I've done it before and like, I'm an orange belt, I'm awful at it.
Well, I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun this week checking out different societies. Thank you very much for joining us.
That's fine, it's nice to see you around.
Cheers.
Welcome back to the studio. I'm afraid that Deb Stock will not be able to join us. They've cancelled due to illness.
we can only hope that Alex Scott Malcolm, the president, is, you know, feeling better soon. But happily, help is at hand with filling the seats, as we are here with Chris Vilsell and Ryan Grace, our own station managers of XTV. How are you guys doing?
Not bad, thanks.
Yeah, we're fine. Could be better, you know.
How's your morning been? What do you think of our wonderful area?
Well, I'm really impressed with all the work that we've done, us on our own, you know, just us. It's definitely not been, you know, the work of like a really good team that kind of come together last minute and done all this.
I mean, yeah, we did a good job. I'm liking the bricks as opposed to the shrubbery we had last year, actually, so that's pretty good.
Right, well, we were going to ask some nice questions now, but seeing as you're trying to take all the glory for yourself, both of you, pitch us a show now. Come on, ex-head of creative, ex-head of factual.
Come
what
on,
have
help
you
us
got?
out. Help
Yeah,
us
come
out.
on. You do a subject for them, and I'll do a genre.
Right. Subject is the plight of man. Creative.
Comedy.
Okay. It's called The Life of Brian, right? So
no using existing material.
How about a documentary on putting together a live broadcast? So, wait. Yeah, so it's comedy, right?
Right.
Because the people, it's done kind of like a faux documentary, like something like Parks and Recs or The Office, and it's on the plight of man because you've given us a vague thing. So the plight of man putting on a live broadcast.
And I mean, inevitably
Oh,
the protagonists are just going to fail, you know?
Yeah. So, and then at the end they get crucified, and everyone sings "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life."
God, I think
I love that song.
I think that answer was a pretty good example of the plight of man under pressure. There. That was all of. How did you get any success? Well, I don't know. Hopefully, you'll have a better future than that answer. And to see what is coming up in the future, giving you the long and the short, and nothing else that we can report, it is indeed the morning report.
Hello and welcome to your second day of Extra's Freshers Week. If you'd like a rundown of some of the coolest events you can get involved in today, then stick around. This is the morning report. There's a good chance at some point in your university life you're going to have to dress up in a ridiculous costume. If you want to be fully prepared for this eventuality, then join the welcome team on their fancy dress search at 11 o'clock, where they'll show you all the best places to go in Exeter Town Centre to pick up an outfit for the toque party you'll inevitably be invited to at some point over the course of your Exeter life. University is the perfect time to pick up a new sport, and Exeter has a lot to offer on that front. At 12 o'clock, Exeter's Ultimate Frisbee Club will be hosting a taster session at the Rubber Crumb Sports Park. If you'd rather to play with balls, then head to the Forum Piazza at any time between 2 and 4 to meet the Tennis Society. Sport's not really your thing? Maybe you're more suited to the world of student media. XTV will be hosting a short film challenge starting at 2 o'clock in A&V Room 3. Join us if you'd like to get involved in making a short film in just 2 hours. And if you enjoyed that, then come along to our Film Extras Firehouse Social. Dress up as your favourite extra from a film and meet us at the Ram at 8 p.m. for a night of cider and pizza at one of Exeter's coolest venues. If you're considering joining a band whilst at uni, then Campus Band Speed Dating Social is the event for you. Join them at the Ram at 2:30 to meet potential new bandmates. If drama is more your song and dance, then join Shotgun Theatre for their singing and acting workshop at Robo Studio 2 at 12. They maybe prefer working behind the scenes rather than performing, in which case Exeter have you covered with their stage managing and set design workshop happening in the M&D room at 12. If you've been holding in the urge to art since you joined Exeter, then join Art Society in Queen's Art Studio at 1 o'clock to help paint a mural and make some batik wall hangings to brighten up the studio. And finally, make sure you head down to the Lemmy tonight for the Welcome Freshers Party with DJ Beta Max. As usual, these are only some of the highlights of what Exeter has to offer today. For more information, make sure you check out your Freshers Pack and the Guild website. In the meantime, we're going to go back to Adam and Cara in the studio for the rest of Freshers Week Live.
Welcome back to the show. So earlier we were talking to Jack Bristow, and you know, sportsmen, they take shots, they hold records, and they're always in the news. Well, our next guests, they also take shots, they spin records, and well, they literally they make the news. So we're here with Expose, Expression and XTV, the student newspaper, radio and television station.
How are you guys all doing? I don't want to answer it, but...
I'm hungover. Gonna be honest, just put it out there. Yeah. Had a great night at the Expose Music Showcase last night, so it was good fun.
Yeah, it was
Calvin made a really good turnout.
Night, yeah.
No, I'm afraid I missed it. I have no idea what was going on there.
You were very professional.
So, can you guys all give a quick rundown of what each student media does? If we start with Expose.
Yeah, sure. So Expose is Exeter's longest running student newspaper. We've been running since 1987. We now print 4,000 copies fortnightly on campus, and we've also got obviously a website which is Expose Online Editors. Where are they? Oh, there's Harry. And yeah, we've got a website, we've got an app, all kind of stuff going on, social media and stuff.
Snapchat.
All of that
all
hype.
over the social media.
Yeah, so we print fortnightly. We've got 10 different sections. We get free pizza every Friday at proofing. So what's not to like, really?
Okay. And Expression. What about you guys?
Well, we're the radio station of the university, so we like to make noise. As you can see in the forum at the moment, we're in there all day, every day, throughout this week. Yeah, we have shows all the time, 8 till 11 normally when there's a full schedule.
And we broadcast 24/7.
What's your favourite show?
Well, the schedule changes termly, so...
I mean, personally, what's yours?
Well, the schedule has lined up for us this term, but...
I would say the Saturday sports show on Saturday. I was part of it last year, and a part of it in my freshers.
The Thursday music show, probably for me.
There's both good choices. I think is Relax with Alex still going on?
It is.
Yeah.
I think that might be the longest running show on Expression at the moment.
Like that.
Sunday night.
Well, I have a lot of respect for Relax with Alex. When I was coming back after one particularly busy shot, he's a very strong man, and he carried my shopping all the way to my accommodation. because I was struggling, little lack of muscles. And XTV, can you sort of give a quick pitch? Although I can't imagine anyone watching doesn't know what we're doing now. Otherwise, what's going on?
Hopefully, you already know what XTV does. I hope so.
Well,
you
I think
know what XTV does.
I'm still. I hear it's a new clubbing concept.
No, that's Unit 1 apparently.
Oh, okay.
No, we make short films. We do news broadcasts, live broadcasts like this one. If you're watching now, or whether you're watching it later, I hope people are watching it later. But we just make stuff. We have talks from external speakers.
Yeah, we have socials, fun.
Yeah, we're just basically like a little community, bunch of people who just like to make things with cameras.
And for all of you, what do you think is the most exciting thing you guys have done, each as a part of your media?
Easily mine is not part of my media, but going on Radio 1 live on a Friday night was amazing for half an hour. So that's my little plug.
Mine would have to be Hijack Radio last year. We went down there and we had our own tent and everything, and we covered all the music.
Oh, that's fantastic. What about you, Exposing?
I think the app is probably one of the most exciting things we did, especially last year. So we're hoping to build on that kind of next year. But it's quite cool. We can select the kind of most important stories and get push notifications so people can see our biggest stories and keep engaging with the app and kind of reading our kind of content in a different way, not just in print and on the website.
And that's on iPhone and Android as well.
iPhone, yeah.
Windows Phone?
So not yet. We're hoping to do that. It's one of our plans this year. So
Amazon Fire Phone?
Just iOS and Android at the moment.
BlackBerry OS?
No, but you can find the links for those at the bottom of every live page on the website at the moment.
So not
I think kind of just for me on kind of student media as a whole, I've been involved with Expression as well. I think it's just really exciting being able to kind of do the kind of things that you would actually do in the world of journalism and actually get some real experience. So for example, last year we did a collaboration between Expose and Expression, and I actually got to interview Frank Turner live on Expression for Expose. That was before his gig at the Lemon Grove last year. I think it's really exciting kind of doing the sort of things that you would actually be doing in the media, but just on a slightly smaller scale. I've also interviewed the University Vice Chancellor, Sir Steve Smith, so that's another thing that's really great about student media, is holding the university to account on issues. So for example, things like timetabling and staff expenses and things like that. I think it's really good that student media is able to be there and be completely independent of the university and of the guild, and kind of try and hopefully make some kind of positive change.
Well, that's really good. We will be coming to XTV's favourite thing in just a moment, but you know what my favourite thing is? It's guns.
What?
Well, Nerf guns, of course. Can't spell fun without Nerf.
Yes, you can, Adam.
Well, not the way that I do it, and this is the way that I do it. We are here at the Lemon Grove with the Nurf Society, where, after the events of the Lemmy on Saturday, society has broken down. So it's been, I don't know how long I've been with the Nurf Society now, days, weeks, months. I don't know if it's Freshers Week 2015 or 2020. I've lost my co-presenter Cara, I lost her to the madness, to the insanity of warfare. I don't know how much longer I can last. I finally found Cara running through the war zone among the nerfed bodies. I don't know if she's going to be the same woman, but hopefully we will have the strength to continue doing Freshers Week Live.
Yeah, Adam, we're going to cook some fools, Adam.
And welcome back. We are joined with even more members of the X-Medias who said just about that VT that they would rather join Nurf Society than Expose. So, you know, ringing endorsement for their own members there. So that's...
So can I ask you guys, what are the biggest names that you've been associated with in each of your societies? Like big kind of celebrities?
Yeah, have you met anyone like famous?
Yeah, actually, last year produced an interview with Clean Bandit when they came to the university, so that was pretty cool. Gave us free tickets as well.
And a bit of a plug, I mean, this is one of the best things I did with XTV. We worked on Broadchurch on set, so met David Tennant, Olivia Colman, the extras, they were nice. I think they'll be famous one day, so, you know, look out for those guys.
You're also sporting kind of like a David Tennant haircut today, Chris, aren't you?
No, my hair's just falling out, sadly. Not from stress, honestly.
Kind of from stress.
You did have an exclusive interview with the Vice-Chancellor, Sir Steve Smith. Big name.
I think my favourite you've got, and I think this issue so far, you've got Flora Carr talking to the news editor of BuzzFeed?
Deputy editor of BuzzFeed. Jim Waterson, Flora's been here, there and everywhere over the summer, kind of interviewing various people, so that's really great. I think features in particular, we do get some really strong interview content. We've spoken to Ed Balls before, we've spoken to numerous politicians, Ben Bradshaw, Don Morris, obviously, he was ahead of the general election, the Conservative candidate for Exeter. Don't know what's happened to him, but, you know.
I must remember, we also interviewed someone from UKIP. I believe you were involved in that, weren't you? Who talked extremely slowly, so he would have more airtime than anyone else in the general election. That was entertaining.
Especially when he knew that we were about to cut away from him, he would just drag it out. I think he could see the daggers in my eye. What about you guys, Expression?
Well, we hosted the National Student Radio Conference last year, so for us, we had Greg James and Matt Emerson in the studio, actually recording idents for us, and just looking around the studio, and it was great.
Isn't Greg James the really tall comedian? Oh no, that's Greg Davis. No.
He's the Radio 1 presenter, which Ben met.
I've met several times Greg James, a really nice bloke as well. Another big thing for Expression, as part of the sports team last year, was interviewing head of the Rugby World Cup. Obviously, the World Cup is just around the corner. He's actually an Exeter alumni, and it was amazing to meet him. He was a really nice guy, and that's his job role, which I think is just amazing.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic. So you mentioned that you did that as part of like the National Student radio. Do you other guys? Do you collaborate with any other student media like across the country for any big kind of
so actually, interestingly, they've just launched a new student newspaper down at Penman campus for Falmouth and Exeter University down there. They've just launched a new newspaper called the Falmouth Anchor, so we've been in contact with them. It's really nice to work together with them, hopefully give them a bit of publicity because they're just starting out. But there's also the Student Publication Awards, which take place, I think it's in April, so we submitted quite a few things for that, got a few awards, and then of course the Guardian Student Media Awards, which I think the deadline closes either this week or next week for, so we usually submit a few things for that as well.
And at XTV, did you get any awards?
It's
funny you mentioned that.
We keep sounding arrogant, but we were the most awarded student TV station at the NASTA, which is National Student Television Awards, conference in 2015 this year, so we've got a high bar this year. This really is the best time to join XTV. We also obviously collaborate with a lot of people. We were asked on the back of that to host the People's Choice Awards this year. So that involved us collaborating, doing a broadcast with basically every student television station in the country, sending us stuff in, and we got to judge that, and that was really fun.
Well, there you go.
That
Clearly,
sounds great.
XTV,
Yeah, well done.
award-winning society with award-winning presenters, such
No
as
bias here.
such as Matt Whittle, who is live in the forum with some of our freshers.
So I'm here with a trio of freshers, can you believe that? What's your names, guys?
I'm Ella. Scarlett. Leonie.
Awesome. So what have you guys been getting up to? Any clubs you've hit up yet? Any clubs you want to hit up?
We went to Timepiece last night. That was really good. And then yeah,
I actually haven't been to any clubs because I'm not a clubbing kind of person, but I did go to a block house party last night, which was pretty entertaining. Better than I was anticipating, yeah.
We've been to the Phoenix too, which was interesting. Like
Not
not what we were
positive.
expecting, but it was like, yeah.
What were you expecting?
I don't know, something bigger. It looked like an apartment building, like an office, with like okay music. The DJ wasn't that great, but
That's poor DJing does upset me. I mean, what sort of songs would you have liked to have been played?
ABBA. I love ABBA.
Do you?
Yeah, I think I've heard about Cheesy Tuesdays, and I think that would more be my scene.
I mean-
I can only dance to like old 80s. Like ABBA would be essential, to be honest with you.
Nice, nice. I mean, could you sing your favourite ABBA song for us right now? I mean, you got to walk the walk now. You've talked the talk.
I'm not going to sing it, but I would tell you that it is Dancing Queen. I'm particularly in love with the intro. When it comes on, it's just like my anthem.
Can no one sing Dancing Queen for me right now?
Pass.
Oh God, it's terrible, terrible. Could I play Finish the Song lyric with you though?
You can.
All right, okay, right. I'm going to start off, right, and then any of you want to chime in? You ready? All right. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna.
Let you down. That was appalling.
Yeah, yeah. Nice, nice, nice. All right, all right, all right. Oh, Daddy D, you know you're still number one, but girls.
Just want to have fun. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm liking it better that we're not singing the lyrics back. That makes it easier.
Yeah, no, you need to sing the next one. All right, okay, all right, all right, all right. I can't live.
If living is without you.
Oh my God. 3 out of 3, guys.
If you just say it really intensely, then it's better than singing.
Yeah.
Living is without you.
I mean, do you like my singing voice?
It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm impressed. The next James Blunt.
Well, I thought very much like Celine Dion.
Celine Dion. Wow.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, guys. Been great interviewing you.
Welcome back. We are still here with the X-Medias. And I just want to ask you guys, if everyone watching at home, they've been like enticed by every media and they are finding it a little bit kind of expensive thinking of joining all three, what can you say to help them out?
Pick. You can only join one.
Oh. That's definitely not true.
The lines are drawn straight away.
I think, to be honest, well, the cheapest two to join would be Expression and Expose, so we should probably just leave out XTV.
I think join all three and not eat for a week.
Yeah.
I
think there was actually
it's definitely you get free pizza with Expose.
And there's also a discount in joining all three, isn't there?
Yeah, there is actually. Yeah, there was a bundle, but like all of us have met some of our best mates in these societies. And it's great, yeah. and just got great experience doing it. I wouldn't choose between. I would try and get involved with as much as possible, especially during the first
And
year.
the fact is, if you're tentative and you just sort of like, oh, I want to do student media, but I don't know, the only way you're going to find out what you want to do is by joining all
by
three.
trying, yeah.
And like, even if you go in wanting to join one, you might come out wanting to do another.
That's very true. So, despite this message of friendship, there is quite a bit of competitiveness between the medias. Would you say, like, on maybe a sports pitch? Would you say? Is there?
I mean,
maybe not competition.
What Adam's trying to say is XTV have a really good football team, and we win every year.
The X-Media Cup is sitting in the Expression FM studio.
So what is the X-Media Cup?
It's a basketball tournament.
I can say XTV thing is a basketball tournament. That's what it is.
Why is everyone kicking? The freshers at home now don't know what is truth and what is lies. Can someone please tell me what this cup is?
X-Media Cup is between all the 3 X-Medias every year in the summer. We play football, not basketball. Or a lot of us play football.
I'd say play is a bit much for XTV. So what have the previous scores been?
And since since its beginning, Expression has won every year, I believe.
It's only been 2 years. Come on, don't big up too much.
So what are the final scores been between like each?
Oh, you got a touchdown right at the end, didn't you?
No, I couldn't tell you. It was
We
all
lost our
played-
pens last
it was all
game.
played in good
It's like
spirit.
17-0 to Expression. We were all right. We were all right against you for like the first 10 minutes. I think we scored the first goal, and then you were like, "Oh, they might actually be better," and then you realised, "Oh no,
upped their game."
we made it to half-time.
I had to miss the final though, so you know.
That would
have been the difference.
Rock at the back.
I had to play centre back. Can you believe that?
That's probably why we lost then.
I was reliably informed I had a blinder by at least 3 people.
Do you think you'd prefer to introduce a different sport? Would you actually like to have a basketball tournament, or what would be the best sport to play if it wasn't football?
Is Pokemon a sport?
I think we need mixed
Is
netball now.
mayonnaise an
Netball is
instrument?
male dominated, so I think netball would be good.
Netball was discussed this year, but maybe we can make it a thing this year. Definitely.
Well, you spoke about tension earlier, so I think we should just have a boxing match. Just go last meter standing.
You guys can film it. You've been filming things.
The last mouse in the boxing master
Me versus James.
No, actually, well, that would actually work if it was like, well, we could do it as like wrestling, because you know how they normally put chairs and stuff in the ring. I'm pretty sure XTV has the heaviest equipment. Like, if it's Chris with the camera versus James with the newspaper, I don't really, I can see why I'm putting my money. I suppose Expression with like a sound desk over the top.
These are pretty heavy.
Actually, that is a good point. Maybe not. Maybe we do not.
I mean, like, I'm quite susceptible to paper cuts. So.
we would not like to endorse any violence between any of the medias, because you never know. If you do get violent, then you might, I don't know, need a bit of resuscitation if you get knocked out, wouldn't you say?
Very true, absolutely.
Well, really, there's only one society that can help you if you do get into that sort of situation, and it's Exeter Links. And Cara and I went to see if we could learn how to bring someone back to life. We're much better at the fray. We're much better than the fray at doing it, but take a look.
Well, Freshers Week usually takes people's breath away, doesn't it, Adam?
It certainly does, but when it takes people's breath away in a way that needs medical attention, then Exeter Links is the society you need to talk to, and we're here with Luke, the president. How are you doing, Luke?
I'm very well, Adam. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So what sort of skills does Exeter Links help you develop for freshers that want to join?
So we are the university's first aid society. We're a unit of St John Ambulance, and we meet every single week to teach people life-saving skills.
Okay.
So should we start from the very beginning?
Let's do that.
Do you remember Dr. ABC? What's the very first thing? What does D stand for?
D stands for, is this the part where I've got to make sure that they're not just resting, or have we done that already?
No.
I'd just like to point out that Adam is going to be considerably better at this because I taught him my ways as I tried to do it last time.
Okay, so Dr. ABC, D for danger in the acronym. There's no danger around us apart from maybe some rowdy freshers.
You're looking for falling bricks, cars, other people, danger.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool.
So we're in a safe environment here. There is no danger to you.
No danger.
For Dr. ABC, the next is R. Remember what R stands for?
Adam, do you remember what R stands for?
I believe that R stands for response.
It does indeed. Well done, Adam. Top marks.
Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No response from our test dummy at the moment, so we can assume that we can continue. A is for airways. Hand on the forehead, 2 fingers under the chest, and pushing it back to check that airway. Really look in there.
What comes after airway? Dr.
I think Adam should do the.
I believe, Luke, that B for breathing is what comes next.
Why aren't you doing this one? Okay, B for breathing. Right, and I have to look at the chest and listen to the breath and feel the breath.
Perfect,
okay.
Absolutely. And when you're doing that, you still need to hold that head tilted back. Make sure the area is open.
So what comes next, Luke?
So once you check for breathing for 10 seconds, we're going to assume that Annie here is not breathing. So what happens if they're not breathing? What do we need to do?
Is this part?
That is that part, absolutely. Before that, we need to get help on the way.
Okay.
So grab a passerby and ask them to call an ambulance. Get them there, get an ambulance there as soon as possible.
Adam, ambulance, quickly.
Before we move on to C, we're going to start our chest compressions, which I guess is another C.
This sort of this motion there, right?
Is that it? That's the one.
And then it's
middle of the chest, between the nipples, fingers pulled back, and down with the heel of the hand.
So
A lovely salsa demo
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 27, 20, 29, 30 times. Then back, pinch the nose, yes,
great,
and then breathe in.
Absolutely. Breathe out.
Breathe out. Yeah, that's yeah.
Keep doing that until they say that they will take over, and then they'll be able to get on with their more advanced techniques. They will apply.
There we go. For any fresher watching, this is definitely a skill you need to know. It might not save your life, but it will very likely save someone else's. Thank you very much, Luke. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Hello again, we're still here with the ex-medias. So news is kind of an aspect of every society. So what would you guys say to a fresher that needs to get a breaking story? What advice would you give them?
Harass people. Like, have confidence to talk to people, because if you don't have confidence to talk to people, then you can't source contributors for your news story. So that's specific to XTV though. Like, if you have no one to vox pop or interview, you've got nothing except a slideshow.
Believe in yourself. That's the place to start.
I think for us, we've got a really strong news team sort of working together. So we've got 4 editors over online and the paper. So if you just want to, if you've heard something, get in touch with us, newsexposure.com, and yeah, it'll go in the paper or online. Whether it's breaking in the week we've put out our paper or the other week.
How do they go about finding that though? I mean, a news story doesn't just stumble at someone's feet. I wish it did, then our show would be more interesting.
Well, the way that things work with Exposure is, so we have kind of like different grades of write-ups. So you've got your basic kind of like grade 1 write-ups, which will be like literally there'll be a story somewhere else on the internet, and then Exposure, so one of the news editors will post in the group saying we've got a story, who wants it, and they'll send them over the link, and they'll kind of rewrite it and write it up. And then you've got ones where you have, basically they give you the information like a press release or something, and then you have to go like get a quote from someone from the university or something like that. And then we do our investigative stuff, which is kind of the full-blown stuff, which is usually kept within the confines of the senior team, just because we don't want that sort of stuff leaking. Yeah. But yeah, we do all kinds of things. So we do like investigative work. We've done undercover work in the past, sending freedom of information requests, things like that. Basically, just trying to uncover dirt and expose it to the world.
And very quickly, Expression, what do you do?
Ours is slightly different because obviously if someone's on air and something's got suddenly a big news story breaks, they'll say it on air. It's live. That's the only way we can really do it.
That's why radio is so exciting, because I mean it is so live that if you have breaking news, you can come to us and you break the story live. But we've got a big news team with 2 heads of news, and we have bulletins every day. I think we've changed it slightly now, so we've got a 9 AM bulletin every day, potentially live.
Yeah, and also
and 2 news shows twice a week.
So which will be more feature-based and long, sort of maybe some investigative journalism this year as well.
Well, there you go. For any fresher that is looking to try and get the biggest news story, that's a pretty good Society Roundup. And speaking of Society Roundup, that happens to be the name of the next feature that we're going to right about now.
So I'm here with 2 rather large beefcakes.
Pear-shaped magazine.
Debating Society.
Dance Sports Society.
Swimming club.
Climbing club.
And I understand you're with American football.
We are.
What sort of things do you get up to?
Smashing people, catching balls, scoring touchdowns, that sort of thing. We're doing 3 taster sessions this week, one on Wednesday from 3 till 4:30 and one on Friday from 3 till 4:30.
Pear-shaped is the online campus magazine. Album reviews, gig previews. We have full listings on all of the events happening in Exeter, Bristol and Plymouth.
Oh, what sort of social events are you holding?
We are having a meet and greet at the Grove Diner at 1 till 3 on Thursday.
What sort of things do you guys do?
So we run big public debates every Friday evening, and then we also run Monday night workshops where if you want to come and have a go at debating, we'll teach you how to do it, and we like to have a lot of fun there. We also have massive 2 big balls in the year.
Do you?
Yes. Goes with the masturbating.
So what sort of things do you guys get up to?
So we have classes of Latin and Ballroom and Salsa, and then we have sort of Salsa evenings, socials every week.
Okay, so we have 8 sessions a week, 7 of those are in the pool, and then we have a circuit session on top of that. This week we have got 2 taster sessions going on, so one is on Wednesday over at the St Luke's pool, and the other one is Friday at Cornwall House.
Well, we run key sessions twice a week on Wednesdays and Fridays, and we do outdoor trips, we do trips to France, bouldering, rope climbing, bit of everything really.
So if I was a fresher and I wanted to get involved this week, where could I find you guys?
So tomorrow and Thursday we're at the Quay all day 10 till 4, and we also have a trip on Wednesday and a pub crawl on Thursday.
And I assume you guys have a Facebook page?
Yep, we have a Facebook page and we also have a club group that you can join, so you can try and find other people to climb with on that.
Awesome, sounds cool. Thanks guys.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. We are nearing the end of our show, but you know, the final questions for the medias, I guess. What is your unofficial motto for each of you? What do you think it would be?
I think for expression it'd have to be, we're sorry we're making so much noise when you're trying to work in the forum like this.
Answers news and booze. Other sections and non-alcoholic drinks also available.
Nice and succinct, that one.
Yeah. Really rolls off the tongue. Our official motto is write it, act it, film it. I'd say our unofficial motto is please walk past the expose and you'll find us, because most people walk in and go, is this XTV? And then expose say no, and then
you sound very kind of heartbroken.
I am. I could have met, like, you know, a future best friend or something. Like, cast away.
Or come to expose.
Probably, yeah.
I think our on-set motto is film it now, fix it later.
That's probably true.
Everything's better in post.
So just a bit more information for some freshers watching at home. Can you just tell us
about them.
how
the freshers?
Can you tell us how much it is to join each of the medias, and if you know how much the media package is as well? Actually, that could be helpful.
Yeah.
£5 for exposing.
£5 or £8 with t-shirts.
£12 for XTV.
£15 for expression, and you get a free t-shirt and all the training.
And we're thinking it's £27 to join all three.
Yeah.
So you get expose for free.
Yeah,
Absolute
so
bargain.
if you're on the fence on expose, you might as well, because it's free.
It's true. It's our advertising guy.
We'll talk later.
New connections already being made there. It's nice to see. Well, we will be going, we were going to go to expose for the weather, but it was a bit small, couldn't really read it in the paper. It made it a bit difficult. So we're going to go to James Woolcock, who will be bringing us the weather today.
More shower power on Tuesday with a cloudy morning and a wet and windy afternoon. However, it is still warm at 16 degrees, so wear something warm, light and waterproof. Back to the studio.
Well, thank you very much, James. Hopefully, prepare for the weather. That's basically my advice. But thank you very much to all of the ex-medias for, coming in and speaking to us. Remember, if you want to get a studio tour, you can always come round the corner from the RAM and come and check us out. If you join XTV, you also get to win the exclusive clapperboard, which is currently being stood on by the rest of X-media, is in an attempt to sabotage us. It's okay, it's supposed to do that so you can write on it. But thank you guys. You have been absolutely fantastic guests, except for you for breaking our stuff.
And thank you to all of our guests that have been on the show today. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching it just as much as we have making it, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Indeed, but for now, I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Cara Ludlow.
And you stay classy, Exeter University. This has been XTV.
We know.